From Nashville, Tennessee, it's Country Music Time, brought to you by your local Air Force recruiter and this radio station. Now here's the star of this week's show, Jan Gray.
Before we knew it, we were walking in the park. Before we knew it, we were kissing in the dark. We didn't mean to start, but we couldn't tell our hearts they had to wait. Before we knew it, we were counting stars above. Before we knew it, we were whispering words of love. There wasn't any doubt we couldn't live without each other now. Oh, we knew what had hit us. We were feeling like we never felt before. Oh, we knew what had happened. We were promising forevermore. Then we knew it as the dawn began to break. Yeah, we knew it. It was suddenly too late. We knew we'd never part. The night we gave our hearts away. Oh, we knew what had hit us. We were feeling like we never felt before. Oh, we knew what had happened. We were promising forevermore. Then we knew it as the dawn began to break. Yes, we knew it. It was suddenly too late. We knew we'd never part. The night we gave our hearts away. Oh, yes, we knew we'd never part. The night we gave our hearts away. Before we knew it.
Hey, that one just sort of runs out on you, doesn't it?
It does.
Jan, welcome to Country Music Time.
Well, it's nice to be here.
It's your first trip here, and I'm certainly glad to welcome you here and hope that you come back more often now as a number one singer in the whole bit.
Me and my children both, thank you.
You were born in Kentucky, and your little bio that I read on you really doesn't say a whole lot. It says that you started singing when you were 4 professionally, and the next thing it says is, in Nashville, she does this. What happened all in between there?
Well, the reason for the gap is I started singing, I was actually 4.5 when I started singing. My mother and her sister sang on a show in Middletown, Ohio, on WPFB, the Smokey Ward Show, every Saturday night. And I only knew one song, you know, and they started putting me on the show. In fact, I'm going to give you all a clue. I don't normally tell this, but they call me Sweet Sue. And I used to get real upset over, that's my middle name. I used to tell them my name was not Sweet Sue, it's Janet Sue. And but I sang until I was about 7 on that show, and there were some people who wanted to take me to Nashville and to record me and that kind of thing. And my parents are, you know, we always had plenty to eat, but we were still poor. And Dad didn't think it was a good idea for a little girl to go running around the country without her mom and pop. And he retired me at the young age of 7. So the main reason why there's a gap there is because I didn't sing anymore except at home until I was 18.
You've been compared to, I guess as a lot of people are from time to time, but with you it seems to be a little more serious, I think, the comparison to Patsy Cline. And that's got to be that's a heavy comparison.
Well, I don't think it's so much the sound of the voice as it is, I went through some real serious times we won't get into. This is not a gossip show.
Not a soap
But
opera.
I got my heart broke real bad a few times, and I have a tendency when I sing a ballad to close my eyes and sing it straight from the heart and mean it that way. And I think that feeling comes through. I think that's why Patsy Cline to me was one of the greatest singers that ever lived. But more so than even the sound of her voice was the fact that you believed what she was singing. You know, singing is acting too. And if you can go back to something that you've really lived through, you don't have to act. It's real. And I think that's what it is.
I read something on you also in this little very short blurb that I have.
I don't want to tell too much.
We'll save some for later anyway, get some people back.
Yeah, we don't want to tell everybody everything now.
you've done something that, as far as I know, is probably unique to country entertainers, or at least certainly until they've become very established and maybe gone into that at a later date, and that's you've written some pretty heavy television scripts.
Yes, when I first moved to Nashville, I went to work for a company that is now Jim Owens Productions, Jim Owens Entertainment. They have country music this week, and they produce Music City News Country Award Show. Several. They've done a lot of specials. And what happened was we got the Music City News Country Awards show, and Jim looked at me and said, okay, now you're an entertainer, and what I want on this show, and I'm not putting anybody down by saying this, a lot of the award shows have been written by people from Los Angeles or New York, and they're really not in tune with what an entertainer per se, as a country person, they've got them saying words that don't come out of their mouths comfortably, and that was one of my biggest pet peeves. And he said, do you think you can write this show believably so that it's something that it doesn't seem like they're just reading it off a cue card? And I said, I'll try. So for the first 2 years, the Music City News Show, and it was great. I just sort of pretended that I was on stage in the way that I would say it, and it was great. I enjoyed it a lot.
Jen, you've also, of course, you've had some really good songs out. We opened up Before We Knew It, of course, on the show.
Right.
And you've got one now, as of the taping of this show, that's on the charts.
Oh, yes, called Bad Night for Good Girls.
Stars coming out in a black summer sky. I can feel a storm rising when I look in your eyes. We're one kiss away and I can barely breathe. I can hear thunder and I know I should leave. It's a bad night for good girls. Don't stand a chance till it's through. It's a bad night for good girls. Ought to stay inside, find a place to hide till the morning light. I'm a little bit scared and a little bit shy. If you knew what I'm thinking, you'd understand why. 'Cause I don't know what's wrong and I don't know what's right, but the way that I'm feeling about you tonight, it's a bad night for good girls. Don't stand a chance till it's through. It's a bad night for good girls. Ought to stay inside, find a place to hide till the morning light. It's a bad night for good girls. Don't stand a chance till it's through. It's a bad night for good girls. Ought to stay inside, find a place to hide till the morning light. It's a bad night for good girls. Don't stand a chance till it's through. It's a bad night for good girls. Ought to stay inside, find a place to hide till the morning light. It's a bad night for good girls. Don't stand a chance till it's through. It's a bad night for good girls.
And now here's Air Force Sergeant Chuck Hausey with a few words about the United States Air Force.
Thank you, Jan. You know, some of the very best opportunities for a young man or woman today are in the United States Air Force. How many other organizations can offer you complete medical and dental care, 30 days of vacation with pay each year, beginning your first year, and an excellent starting salary? But you'll get more than a paycheck. There's technical training in over 130 skill areas with valuable on-the-job experience. It's your head start toward a promising career. The Air Force can also help you earn a college degree. There's an associate degree program with the Community College of the Air Force. And when you take civilian college courses, the Air Force will pay up to 75% of the tuition. Add it all up and you have the Air Force great way of life and a great place to start. Your local Air Force recruiter can give you all the information you need. The phone number is listed in the directory under U.S. Government. Call today.
We were happy, oh, that time. and left, and you didn't tell me why. Now I'm wondering just where you are. You're all I'm living for, and I'm closer to crazy than I've ever been before. Those reminders of sweet yesterday stop by from time to time, and there's a million old memories to help me lose my mind. Looks like living in the past is all my future holds in store, and I'm closer to crazy than I've ever been before. Oh, look at me. Don't you know I'm going crazy? Since you said you don't love me anymore. Loneliness, my old friend, makes his bed at my front door, and I'm closer to crazy than I've ever been before. I'm closer to crazy than I've ever been before.
Wow, that's really pretty.
Oh, thank you. I'm real proud of that song. I like it a lot.
I couldn't let the show end, though, without letting everybody know that you just found out something that's pretty neat at the time. And as of right now, you have been
I'm in
in
the
the top 10.
I'm in the top 10 in the nominations for New Female Vocalist of the Year for the Academy of Country Music. So if the balloting comes back and we get in the top 5, we'll be on the national TV show.
Wonder if I can go out and stuff some ballots or something.
I don't know. I've been trying to figure that out myself.
Jen, it's been a real pleasure having you on Country Music
I've enjoyed
Time.
it, Chuck.
I don't know why we've missed you all this time. I guess maybe it's because you've always been out on the road and working and very
I
busy.
think I was contacted about the show one other time, and I was on my way to Oklahoma. I probably passed you on the way.
Well, I certainly don't want it to be long time before you come back. And
I'd
you're up
love
here
to
doing
do
the
it again.
show 3 or 4 times a year, and you're welcome to come back and sit in anytime you want to. and we
Keep
can
everybody
hear-
filled in on what we're doing.
That's right. Besides, maybe we'll let out some of the dirt next time.
Well, I'll think back. We'll have a Rona Barrett type of Hollywood show here.
Come back and see us.
You got it, Chuck.
Country Music Time was recorded in Nashville, Tennessee, and was brought to you by your local Air Force recruiter and this radio station. Technical direction by Charlene Shearer. Engineering by Skip Shimon. This is Air Force Sergeant Chuck Hausey saying thanks again to Jan Gray, and reminding you to contact your local Air Force recruiter to get more details about Air Force experience. It could be your ticket to a great way of life.